I was in Parler, which was an app extremely easy to download, and you're just immediately in an echo chamber. You don't even have to get inside one of these chat rooms like we've seen on Telegram. Well, Parler was shut down on Monday in the wake of the January 6th siege on the Capitol, and you saw this huge uptick in membership in some of the most extreme Telegram channels. So if you download Telegram onto your phone, it's really easy to get inside these chat rooms if you know what to look for. And you're seeing QAnon conspiracies, which give way to people posting, for example, what we found in a channel we've been monitoring for months is a U.S. Army manual for bomb making, for munitions making. These are extremely, extremely dangerous things that are being shared openly on these channels. Now, unbelievably, or not unbelievably, but in an unprecedented way, Telegram did shut down a host of these channels, and we followed up our reporting with that. This was an unprecedented move for U.S. channels. Remember, Telegram was the app favored by ISIS, and now it's really the place for far-right extremists, conspiracy theories, and sadly and unfortunately, calls for violence. They were building up to calls for violence on January 6th and now recalibrating and planning for January 20th, Inauguration Day.
Anna, well, experts in this field differ on whether it's good that Twitter and Facebook and mainstream social media are clamping down on these groups. Last week, I was speaking to Sinan Iral, the professor from MIT, who said he's worried about the fact that what was in the open for investigators and the public to at least see now may be going into narrower and narrower channels. You've been studying this for years. You've lived in those places where these conspiracy theories come from. They've come out in the open, and is there some danger of them being squeezed out of the open?
Absolutely. It's a double-edged sword. So on the one hand, there is some hope that when people switch platforms, it creates an opportunity for mistakes to be made where people can reveal identifying information even when they're posting under an anonymous name or a pseudonym. However, you're forcing people into the darker and darker name or a pseudonym. However, you're forcing people into the darker and darker corners of the internet into Telegram, and it's a game of whack-a-mole. And what I've seen is extremists posting in Telegram saying we're not going away. And you see these backup channels. So you're in some of the worst channels where Hitler glorification, calls for violence are just popping up in your feed, so to speak. And all of a sudden it's like, okay, we might not have a long time here, so here's the backup channel, and here's the backup to the backup channel. So these guys have a long time here, so here's the backup channel, and here's the backup to the backup channel. So these guys know that they're being watched, and sadly radicalize more people in this climate where it's so polarized. There's so much anger, there's so much mistrust that, as you saw on January 6th too, people who were at that rally probably wouldn't have gone a few years ago, but now they are taking that step and maybe even taking a step inside the Capitol unlawfully. People you never would have thought would have done that under other circumstances, and that's so troubling.
What a wild thing. Anna, thanks for your great reporting on this. Anna Schechter is NBC News senior investigative producer. And this special edition of Velshi is still just getting started. In our next, I'm joined now